Hi, this is Mark with Right Line Trading, and I just wanted to show you um, exactly what. First, let's get some nomenclature clear. Um, what you see here, this is known as the footprint, and in each tick level here, you see whether there's a predominance of buyers or predominance of sellers. If there's a predominance of buyers, then you're going to see the tick level colored green. If there's a predominance of sellers, you're going to see it labeled pink. Now, there are traders that trade the footprint. Only I have not found it to be effective at all. Now, the total disparity within the candle here is known as the delta. And this candle has a positive delta of 1607. So that's a strongly positive delta. And this is the moving average of the delta as it appears on this trading chart. And you can see that um, this delta is predicting an up move. The moving average is positive, and you can see that most of these candles have a positive delta. Now, what we found is, for us, this is not predictive of future price movement. The footprint is not. Um, any individual delta is not, and the moving average that comes with most indicator systems is not as well. Anything that assimilates data from one time frame is not going to be effective. But what we do at Right Line is create a whole new system. And what we do is we look at the moving average of the delta on multiple time frames. And when they align, and this is the E-mini S&P. Now, I'm sorry here. Let me just move this to a 5 range. Because that's what we trade in the live trading room. And you can see that right here on a break of our modified 15, you can see that order flow, or the moving average of the delta on multiple time frames, is aligned to the upside, and that gives us this green color. So we have this tremendously successful long trade on the E-mini. Then here, the moving average of the delta isn't quite aligned. And we look for the alignment, and it occurs right here. You have yourself a nice short trade. Now, it really does make things very easy for you. Because if you look at the trade here, you have a move down, you have a retracement, and here's a bread and butter trade right here. And you can see that on multiple time frames, order flow, there's an imbalance of sellers. So there's selling pressure, and it's on multiple time frames. It's not just on your trading chart. Remember, trading the delta, the moving average of the delta from your trading chart alone, is not going to give you the kind of predictive value you need to take a successful trade. And you're going to get all kinds of stop outs. And look at the trade right here. And I'm just doing this impromptu. This is the move up, the continuation short. And if you look right down here, this comes with a full alignment of order flow to the downside. So when all the time frames align, the color is red. Now, when your longer time frames are down, your shorter are up, that's when you get the orange color. Now, when all your time frames are aligned to the upside, that's when the color is green. When your longer term time frames are aligned to the upside, but you're shorter to the downside, that's when you get blue. Yellow is when there's a flat moving average. And again, right here, you have a break of the 50. 15 is up. 50 is up. Order flow, aligned to the upside on multiple time frames. Enter one tick above. You have a huge move. Retracement. Order flow is aligned to the upside. Continuation for a huge move. Now, it's very hard to trade the E-mini. It's not an easy instrument to trade. But when you have an indicator that assesses order flow from multiple time frames, showing there's a multi-time frame alignment of a preponderance of buyers over sellers, that's when your trades move. Now, here is a counter trend trade that's going to work. It pulls back to resistance and then continues to the downside. Look what you have. Order flow is aligned to the downside for a very, very successful counter trend trade. When you trade short above the 50, we consider that a counter trend. And you're just going to get these over and over. There's your move back, retracement, continuation to the downside for a tremendously successful trade on the ES. Now, yeah, as long as the 15's down and as long as the 50's heading down, down you go. Now, it's really just that simple. You don't have to kill yourself with anything like this. You don't have to look at the footprint. You don't have to look at the individual delta of each candle. And you don't have to look at a single time frame moving average, which has absolutely no predictive value whatsoever. What you want to look at is simply an alignment of time frames that show a predominance of buyers over a predominance of sellers, or a predominance of sellers over a predominance of buyers, and you're going to catch multiple winning trades. Now, they have to conform to certain market structure rules, like you want the moving averages to be 15 and 50 to be heading down to take a short, and you want the 50 and the 15 to be either flat or green or flat green to take a long. But as long as you're above the modified 15 here, you go long. As long as you're below the modified 15 here and below the 50, you go short. And that's really the only market structure rules you need. It's a very simple trade. And in fact, here's another counter trend. Now that I look at it, the move down, the move back up to resistance, and the continuation down. It's another winner. And what you have here is an alignment of order flow to the downside. A predominance of sellers over buyers on multiple time frames. That's all you need. So listen, I hope this has really taught you something about the difference between the footprint, the delta, and the moving average of the delta. And you see when that moving average aligns on multiple time frames, you get tremendous trading entries. This is Mark for Right Line Trading. We have this indicator. If you have any interest in it, just give us a call. This is really an educational series. That's it. And this is all part of our trading school system. If you're interested in our trading school, you're also welcome to give us a call. But thank you and have a great, great afternoon.